On today's episode of the pod, we discuss all women's jiu-jitsu classes,
CJI 2 Super Weekend,
BJJ Balance road trip to a hardcore show,
put a gi on Gary Busey, you cross-eyed piece of shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the pod. My name is Kenny. Happy Tuesday. I am here with Matt, Mr. Oast Nation himself. This is episode 74 of the BJJ Balance podcast. Before we dive into topics, Matt, I just wanted to bring one thing up really quickly, just because it's fresh in my mind, because I was literally just dealing with it with the manufacturer. But we do have some merch coming. Not necessarily in the form of a t-shirt or anything like that, but we do have stickers, which I think we're just going to pass out for free. So if you see us out and about, I've got a stack I'm going to throw Matt. So if you see him out and about, or you see me out and about and you want some stickers, ask us. We'll give them to you. But we're making patches for gis. They're going to be 3 inches by 10 inches. That is the patch size that I measured off of the checkmat gi that I have for the front. Now, where you decide to place it, that's totally up to you. But it would make a good front like lapel patch, or a good like lower below the belt patch on your gi. It is just going to say BJJ Balance with our logo. It is not going to have podcasts in it or anything like that. Just BJJ Balance. If you want to rep the pod and your boys on your gi, on your comp gi, whatever you want to do, those patches will be available. We have a price in our head, but we'll have final pricing here shortly. I did make some alterations to the sizing based off the first quote. So I'm going to see how that changes the pricing for us. But they will absolutely be affordable. And I'll probably just cover the shipping portion of it too, because they're so small. I can throw them in an envelope and ship them out, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting these stickers. We've been talking about them for a while. And since most of our demo is dude with beard, I'm looking forward to like giving out some stickers and putting them on your hairy tits. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just really excited to like just put them all over. That's just kind of what I'm excited about.
Maybe the next sticker, these stickers are currently, they're like wider and kind of short. Maybe the next stickers, I do more of a square design and they can be pasty shaped.
Oh, dude, you trying to get the podcast canceled, bro? Could you? But it's all dudes just fucking putting pasties, like opening their gis, like no rash, just fucking pasty BJJB fucking stickers on their tits. Oh, fuck.
So yeah, merch is coming, guys. If you want to support the pod, if you want to represent for the pod, we've got some stuff coming out that is absolutely going to be affordable to everybody that trains, and you can rep us.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So hey, Kenny, let's get it in. Let's get into it. My guy Kenny was featured on the Matt Made a little mini little interview here yesterday. That kind of went a little nuclear yesterday. My boy Kenny got more plays than a lot of people in the jiu-jitsu space.
One, I'm not a bad looking dude. I'm just going to throw that out there. 2, I've got kind of rad eyes. And I was crying, so
because mine came out like 2 months ago, right?
Yeah,
and so I just got doing mine. So I went after I did mine. I walked. I had to go take a hot fucking stinky piss. So I went and fucking took one. And as I'm walking back, I see Kenny's doing his. I'm like, hell yeah, fuck yeah, dude. Kenny's getting his flowers. That's so sick. So I'm like getting my bag because we're ready to do gi jiu-jitsu at PGF. Yeah. I said what I said. So we're about to do jiu-jitsu, and I look over there and I just hear him. I can kind of hear him in the distance, and like I'm like, man, is he getting choked up over there? And I look over there, is he fucking crying? I was like, is my guy fucking just turned on the waterworks? This guy's a real pro. I was like, oh my gosh, I already knew if they put some real sad music to it, this thing is gonna fucking go nuclear, bro. Like making sad is the hardest thing to get. You know what I mean? Yeah. Angry, I could fake angry, I can fake funny, I can fake whatever, but sad, I was like, my man's over here crying, and I'm thinking, like, man, my guy's T is low. He needs to up his dose. So I got into his portal. I added him more testosterone from his doctor, but like my guy was some serious. It's like a regular Leo DiCaprio over there. I was like, dude, this guy's killing it right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I get emotional over jiu-jitsu, man. And not just, I mean, jiu-jitsu, but just like the...
Now, you say your wife's name, bro, you get emotional. You say jiu-jitsu and your wife, I'm like, oh, fuck, he fucked himself.
Dude, I fucking love my wife, dude. My wife is rad.
Well, I hope so.
She supports the shit out of me.
Do.
I know. I mean, I obviously I love my wife, but I fucking love my wife. Like, she's super supportive. She has my back in fucking everything. And whether it be smart decisions or stupid decisions, she's got my back. And, you know, if it wasn't for her, she was the push I needed to get back in jiu-jitsu, and she never fights me on it. You know what I mean? She knows that I need to train. She knows it's best for me. And she encourages me to go constantly. You know, even then when there's times I don't want to go, she'll call me on my shit and say, go. So shout out to Wendy.
That's awesome. My wife will not. My wife, I love her too. I love you, honey.
Yeah.
Awesome. If I said I'm going to stay home from jiu-jitsu tonight, she'll be like, sweet.
Yeah.
Here's make some soup.
Matt's wife tries to entice him to stay. No, don't go.
Don't leave. What do you mean? Look at this. I'm like, oh shit. All right. Maybe I'll stay. Like, that was hard at blue belt, but yeah, now she's sleeping now. The 6 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm out. As long as I don't wake the freaking kid up, she's good.
So
I had a pretty good week. I went over to Mission Jiu-Jitsu in Riverside, California. Taught a class there for a bunch of the guys, which is pretty cool. Slowly getting back into with my knee. You know, I have like no power in my legs at all.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like it is what it is. I can only do so much. I can't like do what I want to do. But I mean, great group of people down there. If you're looking for some jiu-jitsu and you're in the Inland Empire and you're close to the Riverside area, it's not a bad spot, dude. It's beautiful in there. They got
good mat space,
everything you need.
Yeah.
Good mat space and legit top tier instruction from black belts under a legit banner. It's hard to beat. You know what I mean? Like, and then I know for a fact they're so good with kids.
Right.
That the one thing I will say this, I will put Randy and JoJo up against any kids instructors on earth. They know how to get kids to perform. They know how to get kids to be respectful, and they know how to make kids have fun. And that's what you're looking for when you're putting your kids into a martial art that's kind of can be kind of violent at times.
Yeah. When a school starts too, typically you've got like one black belt. They have 3 black belt instructors. And because they're so close to home base, there's going to be guest instructors out, coming in, I'm sure, frequently. You know what I mean? So you've got access to a lot of different, like a world-class, like A-tier black belts at that school. So that's a huge bonus. Not everybody gets that. You know what I mean? Especially... I feel, I don't want to say feel bad for people in like smaller towns, like, middle America, fucking Ohio or whatever. It's just like, there may be 3 jiu-jitsu schools in your whole town. And that means there's 3 black belts in your whole town, Whereas like,
and we've been in this game long enough. And when black belts, like there are levels to them.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just different. Like I am good, but I had sat down with, a black belt yesterday who just blew my fucking mind. You know what I mean? Like made me feel like a blue belt learning. So there's just levels to it. Like and we're blessed that we're in an area where we have professors that can bring so much, information and so many different looks and so many different talents. We're very, very blessed.
Right. Yeah. One of the things they've been releasing some content. I guess I have some questions about that for you. One, I really like the way that they film their content of you. Did they have you mic'd up?
They had me mic'd up.
Okay.
And then he had a camera guy who was just following me around. You know what I mean?
Right.
And which is pretty cool.
The way they've cut it has been cool too, because you've got good clear audio from being mic'd up. Are they the same mics that we have for the lapels?
No, it's like a little magnet mic. Okay. I could find out what kind it is because
I'm fairly certain I know it is.
One.
I think it's
you think you do? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the Hollyland. They've got you mic'd up, so you've got good clear audio when you're giving the instruction, which was cool. And then so they kind of were going through the technique, and then it shows you walking around kind of like showing students like, hey, do this, or, doing, just coaching in general. And I think it fit really well together, good flow and everything. So,
he's like, the only thing that he struggled with a little bit was being a lower belt, that he didn't know where to put the camera on the move, because he didn't know what I was showing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's like, sometimes the angle was a little off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just all reps. But yeah, I mean, the guy did pretty good. I'm butchering his name. I don't know his name offhand, and that sucks. But Mission Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah, good content, and just it looked good. It looked good. I think with the branding that they're doing right now, it's going to do well for them.
Yeah. So Kenny, we have wives and we have daughters, and I saw a topic for women's only classes. Do you think women's only classes should be taught by women instructors?
I would say so. One, what's the main purpose of a women's only class? Comfort, right?
Comfort.
A lot of these women don't feel comfortable going to a co-ed class, especially at a larger school. So if you've got a group of women that meets, 1 to 3 times a week for women's exclusive classes, they're going there for comfort. And what is the best way to make them feel comfortable? Having an instructor that understands why they're there. So another woman would make absolute sense. If you've got this, and this is, let's just say it's you. We'll use you as an example. If you've got Matt teaching an all women's class, Matt is a 6 foot, 250 pound male who's never been small a day in his life. You know what I mean? Like, Matt doesn't know what it's like to be smashed or like have that sense of danger. Whereas, Matt has a counterpart black belt at his school, who is an ex-UFC fighter, a black belt. Like, she's a smaller frame, person, very legit jiu-jitsu, Ashley Yoder. And so if you were a woman taking an all women's class, which one do you think you're going to feel more comfortable with? Like a legit black belt woman with accolades, or a legit black belt that's a guy, but it's like, he's not going to be able to relate to you in the same way that Ashley would be able to relate to you. So I think that, I wouldn't say it's a requirement. I mean, because if you live in an area where that's not an option, like, you just get what you can get, maybe just having more women around you in an all women's class will make you feel better than a traditional co-ed class. But if you want the full experience and the full comfort level, and we've known, just from like, we know Nate's wife does jiu-jitsu with Joey's wife, and there's like, there's a girls sector of your gym. Yeah. And those women get close, and they say that there's times where they're in their class and they like, it's more than just instruction to them. These women are starting to open up in the same way that we bond in our class with other dudes. They just do. Yeah. Women are wired different, so they do it differently, and they connect with other people in that shared experience. That's one of the things that we always say we love about jiu-jitsu, is that it's kind of that trauma bond, that like this is tough, this is hard, we're getting smashed, we're making progress slowly but surely, and because everybody that's on the mat is going through the same thing. Everybody's been there. Nobody started jiu-jitsu and was a black belt day one. You know what I mean? Everybody was a white belt. Right. Everybody got smashed and whatnot. So it's like these dudes can all relate to one another, and the women experience the same thing, but there's the little off the mat talk that, what our whole premise of this pod is to basically feel like it's after class and you're talking shit with your jiu-jitsu boys after class. And it's not always jiu-jitsu talk. So sometimes. Yeah.
This becomes a walking club for girls.
Yeah. Yeah.
How girls get together and they go on hikes and they go on walks and do the coffee house, whatever. It does the same thing. It's not, jiu-jitsu does not discriminate on the sexes when it comes to the vibe after class.
Right.
You can get it both ways. And I'm starting to see more women getting after class. It's like little groups. They're next thing you know, they're getting mimosas on Sundays together. Right. It's like they're forming a little bond, a community. And I think, I don't think a woman in general would be upset if there was a male instructor only. I think preferably they would want a female.
Right.
Or a woman. Sorry. God damn it. I said it again. But I think they would want a woman instructor. But it's like, I think they just want more girls. They don't want to roll with guys they don't know.
Right.
I think once you take a class, they would understand that the instructor is a black belt and he's here to teach, but they don't, and they know that's his job. That's what he's there for. If you're rolling with random dudes you don't know what their motives are.
Right.
And that can make a woman uncomfortable.
No, for sure.
So the all women's class is just a bunch of girls, and they know that they're all there to learn, and they know that the instructor's there to teach. I think that's it. But I think they would prefer to have a woman as a instructor for an all women's class.
And we've talked about this before, just kind of going into that last portion of it, as far as like these women are able to roll with people that have the same intensity as them, the same, general body size. There obviously there's, smaller women, larger women, et cetera. But what I'm getting at is we've mentioned before that like your average man, if you're talking equal belts here, you're, let's say purple belt man, purple belt woman, even like similar in size, your average man is just going to be physically stronger. That's just genetics. There's nothing you can do about that. There's no way around it. So there's going to be times where at my school, there's a handful of women. None of them are large or even remotely close to my size. And when occasionally it comes time, like if we're doing like situations or whatever, and they come to me, like, I'm not going to go full pace with them. I can't. One, it won't be fair to them. They're not going to learn anything. Two, it's not really beneficial to me. You know what I mean? So it's like I almost have to like dial down my power like to like 20% so that I can just focus on the technique. And I'm not like tooting my own horn here or trying to like shit on women or anything like that. What I'm getting at is we both know it. My partner knows that I'm not going full pace, and then I know I'm not going full pace, so she's not getting the most out of it. And it's not as beneficial to her as if I were a woman of like size, where they're probably both going to actually go at it. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think it's...
I think as a man, we just got to kind of put them in spots.
Right.
And, they don't want to... Women, they're competitive.
Right.
They don't want to feel like they're your restaurant.
Right. Right. And that's where I think
they don't want to feel like
classes,
you're not getting work and you're just helping me, but you're a student. You're not a professor.
Right.
And now you just wasted 5 minutes of your night with me, and they don't want that. So they're feeling that's another thing that adds to the uncomfortableism of them for them. You know what I mean? So like, if that's even a word, but they want to feel like they're doing a good job. So I think the all women's class is super, super cool. I think it's super cool for the development of women. But like I've said, every once in a while, ladies, you need to roll with a white belt who's brand new. Once or twice a year, you need to tell your professor what you want to do. Have the professor watch it so he can keep you safe. You know what I mean? Let him know what's going to happen. And I think that you should roll with a spazzy white belt because we want to see what the progress is. We want to see where your jiu-jitsu came. We want to see how far along it's come. And then we want to just see how you're progressing with somebody who doesn't really know much. And if you can stay safe, I'm not saying win, but I'm saying stay safe in a situation with a guy who doesn't know anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think that's a good topic for the pod. I think it's definitely something that, like, if you are a woman that happens to listen to the pod and you do attend a school that has a women's class and you haven't tried it, give it a shot. I think it'd be hugely beneficial to you.
And shout out to ladies. I'm getting DMs from girls saying that they listen to the pod and they love it. And I'm like, wow, I thought we were pretty much, and I would say we're mostly males that listen to this show. But man, you ladies that are listening to us, hey, thank you very much. We appreciate you.
CJI 2 has released their date, and it is happening in Vegas the same week as Worlds. Or World Masters, I think.
August, huh?
Yeah. The same weekend.
That's so genius. Yeah, they just do it every time.
Right? And I don't think it's going to be like competition, but think of it's great because all of the large academies are already going to be in Vegas for coaching and competing in Worlds. So you're essentially saving all of these professors hotel and flight and all that stuff. They're not having to do it twice. 2, the people that aren't competing, you're going to have the who's who of the jiu-jitsu community is already going to be in Vegas. They're going to come to CJI as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So
they should do it the weekend of Master Worlds every freaking year.
Yeah.
If they're going to do it this way, that is genius. Everybody's there. Everybody loves CJI. Everybody wants to go. Now this is becoming, usually during the week, the black belts and Master Worlds go early. And on the weekend is, or so they can have fun on the weekends. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, you see them book CJI. After that, you can make a whole weekend. This is like the most awesome jiu-jitsu boys trip ever.
Dude, it is. It is.
Watch your homies compete, then go watch some CJI, then go freaking get some food, then go to the spearmint, get ice cream, and then, go to bed, dude. It's going to be freaking a great weekend.
Yeah. No, I think that's super smart on their behalf and really exciting for jiu-jitsu. I hope that different organizations like this can come together and start to plan collectively around these dates and whatnot, and kind of make these larger, make it a real trip for someone. You know what I mean? Especially, dude, nobody wants to fly out to Vegas for Masters World, lose in the first round, and feel like they're out $1,000 in hotel airfare, and they didn't get a medal. They did it all for one fight. You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, well, I fucking botched my first round match, but now I get to stay and watch CGI for the weekend. Like, fuck yeah. Like it didn't feel like a wasted trip at that point.
No way, dude. Hey, Mr. Jones, hook your boys up with some media passes, dude. We got over 100,000 downloads combined.
Yeah. Let's get
the BJJ Balance boys some media passes so we can do some live interviews and be down there with the people at CJI. CJI has become WrestleMania.
Yes.
For jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
If you watch WrestleMania every year, happens in the spring, your boys are wrestling head. We all know this. There's so many stuff WrestleMania week. There's all these little wrestling shows popping up, indie shows. They're all over the place. There's signings and podcasts with wrestlers and old school wrestlers and meet and greets. And then finally it all concludes to WrestleMania, and everybody just marks out for 2 days, and then they go home just like with a fake wrestling hangover, dude. That is what CJI is. CJI is the WrestleMania of jiu-jitsu right now.
Yeah.
And if you can just piggyback off it a little bit, you're going to make some money.
For sure. Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. There's not a lot going on in the world of jiu-jitsu right now, so it's nice to look forward. Let's say 6 months from now, we're going to have the biggest event of the year for jiu-jitsu, and it's nice.
Yeah, they haven't announced super fights or anything yet.
No. We just know that we know some of the teams. We don't know who the people are on the teams are officially yet, except 10th Planet has locked their team in. Eddie Bravo already came out and said, these are my people. So, and then I have seen branding. So it's, I guess, CJI and like Quintet officially is a part of it.
Okay.
So it will be legit Quintet rules, which is cool, because if you've ever watched Quintet, it's 5-on-5. And if guy number 1 and guy number 1 go against each other and this guy wins, this guy goes out and his teammate comes in, but this guy stays in. So it's like this guy gets to stay in until one of these guys knock him out. And so it's like, I watched.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah. You could have one guy take 3 dudes out, and now your team is up a substantial amount of people. You know what I mean? And it's just like, do you have anybody on your team that's good enough to take out a couple of their guys to catch up?
And put strategy to it. Like, okay, we know so-and-so is great at footlocks, but if they're going to throw what's his name first, we know he's pretty good at defending it. So let's save him.
Right.
And let's just a specialist try to get their superstar out. And then, you know what I mean? Like it's very interesting.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. And then having all the jiu-jitsu schools there, especially the big ones for masters, the craziness of the crowd.
I know. That's what I was.
The chanting and the jumping and the flag.
Yes.
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
Well, I saw a bunch of videos of like the checkmat corner at Worlds, not World Masters, but Worlds in Long Beach last year, going insane when like Wardzinski was making his run for the title. And it's going to be like that, but every affiliation is going to be there, and it's going to be fucking in Vegas, dude. It's going to be massive. So make sure when you're fucking getting these seats, like I'm sure that the schools are going to link up, but make sure you're buying them with your people. End up with your fucking school. So you're not the lone checkmat guy sitting over in the Gracie Baja section by mistake, and you got your team on the other hand, and you're cheering, and you got people turning around that want to murder you. Like, don't be that guy.
One of the big dogs in your school's affiliation needs to come out with a freaking email or something. It's like, hey, if you're going, we're all going to be sitting in, we're all looking to buy tickets in this section.
Right.
And like all the schools need to get together and be like, hey, we're going to be over here. Okay, we're going to be over here. Because that would stink, bro. Right. I'm just sitting up there and like trying to like just getting just obliterated by freaking, 10th Planet guys, because I'm just up there like my checkmat shirt.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm so excited for CJI.
Here's what I'm hoping.
I want to fast forward.
Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this CGI Level Black collab comes out beforehand, so we can have some Level Black or not CGI Checkmat Level Black collab comes out before CGI, so we can have some Checkmat Level Black merch to rock at CGI.
That would be cool.
That'd be dope.
Has that been dropped official, Kenny, or did you just break some news here?
I mean, I don't think I'm breaking news, but I don't think it's made official. But obviously, Clayton was posting on his Instagram that he went and had lunch with Leo and some of the.
And then you see Leo wearing all the Checkmat, the Level Black stuff.
Yeah, which
is crazy to me because Checkmat is been known to be a showy roll type school. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to see like the guy wearing Level Black is pretty wild.
Yeah. When I was talking to Clayton, he was even saying like, when he went to, I guess they had like a 5-hour lunch or something like that with Leo and a couple of, there's
damn, what the fuck you guys eat? Shit.
And he was saying he was shocked at like how much he learned about how Leo is involved in things like behind the scenes. Like Leo does a lot for jiu-jitsu that he doesn't get credit for. And I don't think he's looking for credit for it. Leo just wants jiu-jitsu to be bigger and better. And so he does everything he can to make that happen. And he doesn't always have his name attached to it. So, I think even.
Yeah, but he endorses a lot of things.
Right. But I think Clayton was just like, damn, like this is exactly who I want to be partnered with, kind of a thing. So, yeah.
Pretty sick, dude. Pretty sick. I'm excited for it too.
Yeah. I want all that whole drop, all the shirts, all the hoodies, the crew necks, the gis, the rash guards, that whole kit.
All of it.
Yeah.
I want everything. No, not the Crocs. Level Black starts making Crocs. I'm gonna have to DM Clayton like, hey bro, what are we doing, dude? What are we doing, dude? Oh, hey Kenny, did you see that girl piss herself getting choked out?
No, what?
There's a girl in MMA. She was fighting. I guess she's a black belt. I don't know her name. That's probably good at it. We're not going to say it here. But she ends up getting choked out from behind and just pisses, dude. Just hot, stinky.
In an MMA fight?
In an MMA fight. All over the mat, dude. You just see a puddle, dude.
Oh, no. Body just gave out.
Just gave out, dude. She just, the water from the corner, dude, just went right through her, dude.
Yikes.
Man. I've seen a girl poop herself in MMA.
In MMA, okay.
But I think it was what is her name? People thought she was attractive for a while. I can't remember her name. Blonde girl, UFC, took a Duke, and then I know Tim Sylvia's pooped in mid MMA, got kicked in the stomach.
Oh shit.
And then, this girl just, went all freaking, Betsy Wetsy on the fucking ground.
You've told a story once in the past about how, I think it was at maybe Pans or something like that. I've seen people puke in tournaments, like leave the mat and like run to the trash can and not make it to the trash can and just yak all over the side of another mat. But that's the most bodily fluid expulsion I've ever seen in a jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, people poop all the time in jiu-jitsu.
One
time, myself, I was wearing a white gi, and I didn't poop. Let's just say that now. But I knew it was not a good day to roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like your boy was spraying paint, so I said, "Hey, we're not rolling today," and I just called an audible, you know what I mean? And just like took it to the wall. I just like, not happening, dude. This was many, many moons ago.
Yeah.
But I've been there. So I couldn't imagine having a tournament and then like, say you had some like, bad, just bad Mexican the day before. And then next thing you know, you're just like, oh no, like nerves, all that can come together. And next thing you know, making fucking mud pies.
I've got something that has nothing to do with this, but you said you took an audible and laid up on the wall, so it made me think. The other day, I got sick in December and I got sick in January for a week, and each time when I came out of those sicknesses, my cardio was absolutely wrecked. My breathing sucks. I'm coughing for like over a week after I'm being sick. The last week was probably the first week that I trained where I felt like good the whole week. You know what I mean? Like I didn't feel like necessarily depleted. Now I'm not able to go 5 rounds back to back to back with no rest, but I can do 2, take a rest, and then do another 2 and take a rest and hit another kind of a thing. Jason, my professor, proceeds to tell me that I am becoming the Mo of the gym.
Oh no.
Hey.
Oh no.
Hey, first of all,
that's not good.
Yeah.
No, hey, Mo's a black belt. Watch your words.
No. First of all, Mo's fucking savage too. So
yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
Thanks.
In my head, I'm thinking Jason means you sit on the wall a lot, but you're also a savage. That's how I'm gonna take it.
Okay. Yeah. All right, yeah.
That's how I'm gonna take it.
It's hard. It's hard to get that one round when you're like. Once you get used to like going to the wall, it is a problem to not go to that wall.
Yeah.
Once you know it's available, it's like having a water bottle. Like I don't drink water during training. I haven't for years. That's probably not smart. I just don't. I just don't ever pack one, and I don't do it. But I don't go looking for water. I'm not after a round like I need water.
Yeah.
Because I already in my head I know there's no water. You know what I mean? Unless I'm freaking, bird bathing in the fucking sink. I know there's no water. So like if you knew there was no wall, that wasn't an option, you would have just stayed out there. Now, granted, you're tired, getting you're gassed, and I've been there too. We should just take our L's. Like I'm going to the wall because my leg's tired and I have to rest it. But we should just take our L's and be gassed and just get smashed for 5 then.
This next week in training, I will not take a rest round.
No restaurants. And just die. Just get destroyed on the rounds you're gassed.
Yep.
Play defense. Hold that guard. You know what I mean? Play.
Yeah.
And just like,
all right,
focus on your breathing, but you're holding. So if Kenny's stalling, if he's stalling on you and you're like, dang, Kenny's not even moving, dude. He's just like holding me. Hey, he could be on the wall, but he's not. He's getting better. Know what you're dealing with here.
Yeah. Also, if you're my instructor and you see me stalling, I'm dying. Don't think I'm trying to bully somebody. I'm just dying, trying to survive. So
we don't have a lot of questions. We got a couple, I think, though, right? 3, I think, or 2.
I think we got 2.
We got one from Team No Sleep.
Yep, and then we got one from Matt Enforcer. So we'll do Matt Enforcer's first. So this is funny. If you had to train one Kardashian all the way to blue belt, who is it and why?
Matt Enforcer soap. Best soap in the game. If I was to train one Kardashian, Chris is old. Not Chris. Too old. Kim. No. Chloe's got feisty. But damn, have you ever seen that fight where Chloe and Kim fought?
No.
Kim hits a low leg calf kick. It's pretty sick. I'm probably go the big one, Chloe, because that's OJ's daughter. And you're getting genetics.
He knows, folks. Chloe is OJ's daughter. Put a picture side by side. Figure it out for yourself. That's not.
You're getting genetically superior athleticism.
Yes. Yeah.
She doesn't look like any of them.
No. She's substantially larger than all of them, and not like fat. Like she's just a larger build human.
Yeah.
And she's got OJ's nose.
She does have his nose.
I'm so glad you know that. I'm so glad you know that.
That's OJ's kid, man.
Dead on.
I mean, maybe not, but that's what I'm going. That's what I'm running with it. And I think she's this bigger. And you know, you teach a big girl jiu-jitsu, lapel drag, dominate somebody.
Right.
You know, I'm going Chloe.
I'm gonna go Rob Kardashian because I don't want to hear any of them.
I forget about Robert.
Yeah, I'm going Rob Kardashian.
He lit Tubby though.
Yeah, well, you know, we can get him. We're starting a white belt
Just because he's one of the boys, and like afterwards, the chill will be better.
Exactly. We're gonna get him down from chubby Rob. He's gonna become athletic Rob. He's gonna hook back up with some other rich rapper chick, and then he's gonna get fat again, and then he's gonna circle back after her, and he's gonna come back for purple belt.
Yeah. What celebrity do you think would benefit jiu-jitsu the most right now? That's a good one. Rob Kardashian. That jiu-jitsu could change him.
Yeah.
We've seen it do guys like what's his name, Noah, or the guy from Superbad, the fat kid. Like he freaking found jiu-jitsu and got real skinny, and like it's happened to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think I would like to see someone like maybe like a Shane Gillis get into jiu-jitsu.
Have you seen the video of him and Rogan?
No, I have not.
So Shane tells a story on a podcast where he's like, yeah, I was talking shit to Rogan, and he was drunk. He's like, you can't tap me. This jiu-jitsu's bullshit. And he goes, Joe proceeded to tap me 6 times in like less than 3 minutes. And he's just like armbar, choke, this, that, and the other. And and Shane's just like talking through it. Like as he's getting choked out, he's like talking shit. But yeah, I could see Shane. Well, and then, Shane loves fighting too. Like he's a huge Nate Diaz fan. He's into watching fights and whatnot. I think, yeah, he could definitely benefit from it.
There's a lot of celebrities that are lit. Look at what he did to Russell Brand.
Yeah. Turn him into a conservative.
Russell Brand, turn him into like, he's almost too soft now.
Yeah.
Like the guy complete to a freaking 180. It's like, hey man, he's like, I used to buy girls. I'm like, hey bro, Russell. Hey man.
Yeah. Russell.
Guy code. Don't put diamond yourself out, brother.
Russell is like a Christian. He is a conservative. I wouldn't say he's a Republican because he's British, but he's conservative as fuck. He's a Trump supporter. Like Russell Brand made a very major turnaround.
Yeah. And he's all because he got that one video purple belt, him getting a purple belt, and he went viral.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, now he's maybe Gary Busey. Get Gary Busey in the gi, dude. That guy's mugshot, like Gary Busey. That's my choice. Brother,
there is no saving Gary Busey at this point. He is just too far gone.
Oh man. What he says some random stuff, applesauce, and says some like crazy stuff. Like I'm like, what is he saying?
Fuck. I don't think there's any saving Busey. Who would be like
Dennis Rodman?
Who's like a rock star that you're just like, man, dude, Rodman would be a fucking problem in jiu-jitsu.
Rodman would be fun.
Yeah,
Rodman would be fun. Rock star who's just like going crazy. Fred Durst.
I think he's calmed down. I learned this, that after Limp Bizkit,
I used to hate Limp Bizkit.
Dude, after they initially ended, like back in the early 2000s or whatever, he became like an A&R for a music, like a record label. And so he's like found a bunch of bands and artists that you know of now are because of Fred Durst. So I think he's just playing the music game. He's like, he knows how it all works in and out.
There are 2 acts that I want to see more than anything. Concerts. Okay. And I used to not be a Limp Bizkit fan. I liked them at the beginning, and then they kind of got all hip hoppy and dumb. And so we kind of like, as the metal community, we're kind of like, yeah, screw these guys.
Right.
And then now they're cool again. I would really like to see them again, because it's like a shot of like early 2000s for me.
Right.
And Corey Feldman. I kind of want to see Corey Feldman live, dude. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen him, his little dances and shit. Like, I would fucking die,
Bro, and
Kenny.
his fucking Michael Jackson costume.
Bro, I would freaking die to see Corey Feldman live, Kenny.
Bro, I'm sure he's playing at like somebody's state, like the Nebraska State Fair or some shit like that. Like
at Buffalo Bills and shit, State Line and shit.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking in, dude. Front row, Matt Vega, front row.
I feel like a Corey Feldman show would be an easy one to get into.
Dude, I'm going to look it up when we get off this spot. We're going to do a BJJB field trip to a Corey Feldman concert. We're going to roll deep.
Oh, fuck. It's funny.
Nate would go.
I posted a video, or not a video, but a meme yesterday about the hardcore community, which is pretty close to the metal community, and just how this generation's community in hardcore is really like soft, and how they're like, they talk a lot of shit on like, moshing and shit like that. And how guys of my age are just like, that come from that area are just like, dude, I would absolutely go in there and smash these kids. And now I had like 4 different dads hit me up yesterday that all do jiu-jitsu and are just like, and come from hardcore communities. And they're like, dude, I would kill to go to a show now. And I was like,
you guys just all want to go and jump in the pit?
Dude, I've
never been in a mosh pit. I don't know what to do, but I do know how to knock people down.
I'm legitimately thinking about putting together a hardcore jiu-jitsu dads like meetup to go to a show, and just a bunch of TRT fueled jiu-jitsu dads out there in the pit just smashing.
There's a bunch of torn hamstrings on the way home, dude. That's all it's going to be, Kenny. There's a bunch of dudes like, oh, shit. We'll just go get Denny's afterwards as a squad.
Yeah, I went with...
There's moons over Miami and fucking go home to our wives.
My buddy David, he does jiu-jitsu as well, but he plays in a band called Impending Doom, and they came out and did a show last year with Bleeding Through in Anaheim. And I went to that show with 2 of my friends, and my buddy Zach broke his hand in the pit that night, and then had to drive back to Arizona the next morning with a broken hand.
So like when I go to a concert, I like to wear nice clothes because I'm going out. I don't have kids. I've got throw up on my arm. You know what I mean? Like I'm like going out. When you go to a metal concert, you got to conceive like I can't wear great clothes.
No, I was wearing like a t-shirt, a hoodie, and like
you can't wear clothes. Yeah, these clothes are gonna be fucking dirty and maybe fucking. You got to wear like kind of shit shoes, right? Chucks.
Oh, yeah. They're gonna get stepped
that
on.
You don't give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I had a topic written down. We're gonna talk about Chucks real quick. Adult males need to stop fucking wearing them. Those are little kids' shoes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Not into them. Chuck Taylor, specifically high tops, if you are a man over the age of 18, stop. Fucking
I got the Benny Jet PF Flyers, Kenny.
I know you got the PF Flyers. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give the PF Flyers a pass. I personally don't like them. Wendy has a couple pairs. I'm specifically talking about because people will buy Chucks and they'll make it like their personality. Like I wear Chucks. I'm like, you're 43 years old. What do I care?
Is the purple belt of shoes?
Chucks are the purple belt? No, fuck no.
They make it. People make it. It's like sourdough bread for men.
Yes. Yeah. I've got Chucks in 7 different colors. I don't care, Aaron.
Hey, but we wear J's. People make J's their personality.
Yeah, and those are also worth money.
True. That's true. You have low top ones, yeah?
J's?
No, Chucks?
No, I don't own a single pair of Chucks.
Oh, those are Vans?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you wear those red ones, they're really low.
Yeah, but I'm not wearing Vans aren't my personality. I wear Vans because they look okay and they're cheap. You know, I can buy a new pair every 3 to 4 months. It's not going to affect my bank account at all. And I just know that they go with everything, you know? So.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a utilitarian shit.
I think girls can wear Chucks.
Yeah, no, I think girls can pull it off.
I think they're a skinny shoe. It's a skinny shoe. When you put a big guy, the big leg in a skinny shoe,
Yeah, boat feet.
it doesn't look good. It looks weird. You know, little leg guys should wear Chucks. And I'm not going to say what we're going to say because we've done it 2 weeks in a row, but we know who should buy some Chucks. Anyways, what's next?
Gave up on Crocs. Needs to move to Chucks. Next question we got. This is from Team No Sleep.
My home squad.
Yeah. And then we have another one actually. Let me find the Team No Sleep.
Okay.
Question from the pod, Team No Sleep. How do you handle white belt shit talkers? I feel like you know who this is about too.
This is the guy who's running Team No Sleep. This is Brandon. Brandon Garst is always talking shit.
Oh, really?
He's always talking shit. Yeah, he's always talking, but in a friendly way.
Okay.
You know, like in a sports athletic way. Like,
Yeah.
Just like, no, don't tap at me tomorrow. I'm bringing the smoke. Like, we know, like, you're not bringing shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he ain't doing nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He runs his mouth. The only thing that runs faster than Brandon Garst's mouth on the thread is his hairline. That thing runs fast. But you know, I'm okay with the the shit talk. I'm okay with it. I don't mind it one bit. I think it's good for team camaraderie. If it's coming from a good spot, if it's coming from a healthy place, like we could tell that he's joking.
Right.
Just like everything I say, you can tell that I'm joking. When it comes serious, is like when we had that guy who was at 10th Planet. We're not going to say his name, but that guy didn't know nothing and he was just hurting people and he was talking shit afterwards.
Right.
That is a problem. And that's where the upper belts have to come in and just smash the fuck out of them. But we're so blessed. The team that has assembled at the 6 a.m., which is a credit to all the coaches, which is a credit to Jay and James who started it. And it's just so great of a group of dudes that everybody's just kind of like, it's like a real brotherhood that we've developed there. We don't have any bad apples there. Not one. There's not one guy everybody's like, oh man, we don't like this guy. Like everybody likes everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like very rare. Most jiu-jitsu classes are cliquey and they have like groups, like just like high school, not Team No Sleep, not in the morning. We pretty much just all vibe well, which is wild. And a new guy, I was saying, it's like the Sandlot. Team No Sleep is like the Sandlot. Oh, someone moves away. We just kept on playing. Like, you know what I mean? Like the game never ended. We just kept on going. It's like the whole vibe in that morning. I don't know how to explain it. It's just awesome.
We've got one last question here. This is a longer one, not substantially longer, but this is a good one too. So it says, question for the pod. Sorry, might be a little long. My daughter, who is 7, is getting ready to promote to gray white belt. Our coach said she's ready, but wants to see her do a tournament. She is reluctant, and I feel that she's not aggressive enough yet. I don't want to push her and have her lose her passion. Is it important for kids to compete in tournaments to progress, or am I okay with holding her out? I know this is a long game, and I want to see her continue. Thank you for the advice.
When it comes down to it, I believe your professor has the best intentions for your child. It all depends on how your kid's doing in class. If your kid's doing great in class and your professor wants to see her do more, then I get it. Coming from the same perspective, I'm not pushing my daughter to compete ever, unless she really, really wants to. I'm just happy that she's out there gaining the confidence and having fun. When it comes down to it, you're the parent. It's your kid. You know what I mean? And a belt is as cool as they are at ranking up. Then the long game, when she turns 16, it's just going to turn blue. Okay. So put that in mind, that like, if you feel like it's going to hurt her confidence anyway by losing or the pressure and she doesn't like it, then maybe you should not have her compete right away. It's got to be something. Competition has got to be something your kids really, really, really want to do, because if they, I that's my personal opinion. I don't know what you say, Kenny, but I feel like you're the parent, and if you feel like you don't want to, you feel like it is a chance it could hurt her confidence, then you might not want to do it. I remember you said that about Sadie competing that you're like, I don't know, I don't want it to hurt her confidence on her first tournament. Right. You know what I mean? Right. But then it worked out great. Jason was right. Jason was like, I want her to compete.
But I think also
she did.
My wife had talked Sadie into it to where it was like Sadie was excited about the competition initially. You know what I mean? So my fear was, she was excited and she goes and she gets smashed. It sounds like this guy's kid doesn't want to compete and she's reluctant. And I think you have to listen to your kid in that regard, where if you force your kid to do this thing that your kid does not want to do, there might be some resentment there if the results don't
go the way they want.
Yeah,
you want.
Yeah.
Right.
If she loses and just gets smashed, it's only going to take the first match. If she loses that first match, and we'll call it a double elimination tournament because most small ones are now these days, it's going to wreck her for the second match. And then she's going to get wrecked in the second match, very likely. And then that's where it could go wrong. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't want to be there to begin with. You forced her. So now there's one strike against you already. She already lost the first match. So now she's proven to you that she was correct and she didn't want to go. You've only, strengthened her argument. And now she's going to go into that third match. It's probably going to happen again because she's already going to be down mentally. And then now it's just like, she's like, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like, it absolutely could go that way. Now it
all depends on what how good she's doing in her class, or he's doing. I don't know if it's a boy or girl. Right. If they're doing well, then maybe the professor wants to see him compete or her compete. That's great. But what professors don't do is they don't drive home from tournaments with the kid.
Right.
And they don't drive to tournaments with the kid. That's something a parent has to do. And that's where a lot of mental coaching is happening. And if you feel like that a bad performance at a tournament could really hurt her progress or his progress and growing in the game, because it's a long game, then maybe you should hold it off a little bit.
Right. Maybe even have a conversation with your kid where you set a goal. Like, hey, professor really wants you to compete. I know you don't feel ready yet. Let's do some work to get you to that point. What's it going to take? Is it going to take some privates? Is it going to take, maybe a comp class or two or more? Let's work on the mindset to get you ready. What's going to take to get you confident enough to want to go out there and get after it?
Yeah.
And put a plan together. And then that way, if you've actually created a goal and then created a plan on how to meet that goal, and as you start checking boxes, there's progress made that your kid's going to mentally check off. Because just going to jiu-jitsu and learning jiu-jitsu, like, especially at a young age, if you haven't learned how to self-regulate goals and kind of like give yourself some praise, it's just, you're just doing jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean? Like, so you got to get your kid some little like medals in the gym, like, in her own head. You know what I mean? Like, oh, dang, right. I can do this now. I couldn't do this before. We set a goal. We knocked it out. Like, I'm making actual progress. Your kid may feel a little bit of imposter syndrome or something like that. You just got to start checking some boxes so that your kid feels the confidence to want to go in there.
And nobody's undefeated in this game, ever, not even at kids. So find the good kids in your class. You probably already follow their parents, or if they already have, their parents are running their social media. If these kids are running their own social media, then that's a whole nother story. But I'm sure that these kids, the highlights always show wins, but these kids all lose too.
Right.
And it's good to they've all lost. Like, they're back in class on Monday. Like, if you tell them that, like, no one's undefeated, it's okay. Like, kids deep down just don't want to let their parents down.
Right.
And just like a man doesn't want to let his wife down when he competes at white belt for the first time, it's the same energy. The kids don't want to let you down. My daughter was getting beat last week in jiu-jitsu, getting mangled. And I could see her looking over at me, like, struggling. And I'm like, I'm just happy you're out there doing it. Like, I don't care. It doesn't hurt me. Of course, I want her to get better, but like, I'm so happy that she's just out there getting after it. Like, once you can tell that you can let the kids know, like, it doesn't matter. I'm not trading you in for the world. You're my everything.
Right.
I don't care if you win or lose. I just want you to get the experience because I want to prepare you for real life. Then winning and losing isn't that big a deal, and they can just go out there and have fun.
That's it for questions, brother.
You think what I'm thinking, Kenny?
Aim for the bushes, my man.
Aim for the bushes. My name is Matt at Nation BJJ. This is Kenny at Freak Party BJJ. Follow us on the Discord, YouTube. I will post on TikTok. Kenny won't. We're growing. We're coming. We're shooting. We're doing all the good stuff, and we're just thankful for everybody who support us on the way. Follow BJJ Balance on Instagram. We're almost at 4,000 followers. Correct?
Yeah, we're like 170 away right now.
Let's get the 4K and then let's take it to 7 by December. Can we get to 7,000 followers by December? If we can get to 10, that'd be even better. I still owe you guys a freaking cold tub. So I'm not going to put any freaking present because I have not forgot, but I'm feeling good. And the cold tub is happening soon. Good for your soul, BJJ. I know you're thinking about that. It's coming. Don't even write it in the comments. I'm going to do it. Okay. But thanks everybody. We appreciate you. We love you. Much respect. Have a good week of training. Get off the fucking wall and roll. Have a good one. Oh.